What's up guys? So today I'll be showing you how to record your gameplay using MSI Afterburner. So let's go ahead and get started on it. First, what we're going to do is open up our web browser. In my case, I'll be using Google Chrome to download the particular file, and we're going to actually type in MSI Afterburner, and once you search for it, it should be the first link you're going to see. Once you go there, you're going to hit download MSI Afterburner now. Or MSI Afterburner, and the latest version that they have right now is 2.3.1, and once you do that, just click on it, download it, and once you do that, we're going to go through installation process. So next thing what we're going to do is double click the zip file that you happen to stored either to your download folder or to your desktop. In my case, I do have it on my desktop, and once you double click, you want to drag and drop MSI Afterburner setup, and so you can either do copy paste or drag and drop. I already dragged and dropped mine, and it's on my desktop right now, and we're going to double click and go through the installation process. So what you're going to do is of course choose your language, so depending on whatever language you happen to have, English being my language, let's go ahead and continue. OK. And then we're going to go to setup wizard. So let's go next. Make sure you carefully read everything and then accept term and condition of the license agreement and do next. Once you do that, just make sure it's saving into your C drive, or you can save it somewhere else depending on where you want to save it. Okay, so let's do next, and you want to name it into start folder MSI Afterburner. That's fine. Let's go ahead and do install. And what that's going to do is go through installation process, as you guys can see, and it shouldn't take that long because it's not really a large program by any means. It just takes maybe a couple of minutes or so depending on the computer you might have. And so what we're going to do with this is, I think we are almost done, and it's verifying everything. As you can see, it didn't take that long. So MSI Afterburner is main for a graphics card overclocking utility, but it's also one of the way most people are using to actually record the gameplay. So what we're going to do is run MSI Afterburner and go ahead and do finish. So that should open up MSI Afterburner. Once you do so, I am using my laptop to actually record this. So once you go ahead and do it, you're gonna see all kind of stuff here for your particular graphics card. In my case, that's not gonna happen because I'm using Intel i5 processor with onboard GPU in my laptop. I'm just trying to record you, and I'm just trying to record, and I'm trying to show you guys how to actually record your gameplay on your gaming PC. Happen to be not around my gaming PC right now. So anyways, if you are using this on the gaming PC, what you're going to see is the graphics card name here and the driver's version that you're running right now, as well as the core voltage and all those kind of stuff would be enabled, so you can actually function those. But in my case, like I said, everything is disabled, which is fine because we're not really going to take care about this part because this is more for overclocking function. We actually more going to go into settings, and in settings, this is where everything starts. So what we want to do is, these are all going to be like monitoring stuff and everything. We don't want to do any of those. We just want to skip through it and go to video capture. So once we go into video capture, that's where everything is, and that's where you set up everything. So the next thing we're going to do is assign a hotkey to capture a video or stop capturing a video. In my case, what I really like to do is either choose F5, or I like to do F12 usually. So F12 being my start key, because I don't use it for any other game or any other function. And when I'm playing actually game on my gaming PC, I can actually just hit F12 to either start recording or stop recording. So F12 being my hotkey, but you guys can decide which one you want to use it, and you can assign that hotkey. The next thing we're going to take a look at would be the video capture properties. So in video capture properties, you have that's going to be pretty much your main focus on the entire video capture properties. So let's go through the first one. So first one is going to be video format. By default, it is selected to MPEG format, which is the best way to go actually, because we don't want it to do uncompressed or RTV1 compressed. We just wanted to keep MPEG format. What that's going to allow us to do is create a smaller file and upload those to YouTube if you guys wanted to do so, but create a smaller file with a good quality. The quality by default is about 85%. So what you can do in MPEG format, basically I like to go at least 85 to 99%, up to you depending on the PC you guys might have, depending on what kind of processor you might be running and stuff like that. But the higher the quality, of course, the better the overall quality, but the file size is going to get a little bit larger than you might expect from 85% quality. What I like to do, especially on my gaming PC, is to keep it somewhere around 95 or 99 for that instance, because it doesn't make the file really huge, but it definitely improves the quality, which is what I like. The frame size by default is half frame, and it's actually 30 FPS. What I like to do is change that from half frame to 16 by 9 at 720p format. So basically 16 by 9 our screen aspect ratio, and 720p being the HD mode recording. So especially if you're doing YouTube upload, 720p would be great for a smaller file to begin with of your recording. Plus it's going to take less time because of being a smaller file. It's going to take less time to upload on YouTube, and plus you're actually recording into HD, so that's the best way to go. You can also record in 1080p, so depending on the game and depending on, again, the specs of your computer, you might want to go into 1080p for doing full HD. That's the one thing is, again, you're going to definitely reduce some frames when you're playing games, but that's going to give you the full HD capabilities. The next thing we're going to take a look at would be frame rates, actually, FPS, frames per second. So 30 FPS is set by default, which is actually definitely good, because when you're uploading videos to YouTube, for instance, that's going to output only 30 FPS anyways. So, but what I like to do is you can go from 30 to 60 FPS in between. That's a good balance. Again, that's going to vary depending on your computer, but what I like to do is keep it at about 35 FPS. So it's not all the way at 30 FPS, but it's not really high as 60 FPS, and that's going to give me a mid-range of nice balance, actually, especially for my PC, and that works perfectly fine. Frame rate limit. What that does is actually allows you to keep the frame at certain speed or certain rate. I'm sorry. Basically, if you were to choose, let's say, being 35 FPS, and you have older PC, this is more for old PCs actually, and you want to record and keep recording at 35 FPS and not deep below 35 FPS, then actually you can just go ahead and move this to 35 FPS, and it's not going to go below 35 FPS. Again, that's more for old PCs than your newer one. So I like to disable that function because I don't see myself using that, or that didn't really help much. So that's what I like. That's why I disable that function. The next thing is video folder output. By default, it is on your user public video capture thing, but you can what you can do is browse through it, and what I like to do is either save it into my desktop or in my gaming desktop. That would be a little bit different, because what I do is keep it into a separate drive. Because I have 3 hard drives, I can actually use one record all of my gameplays. So in this case, what I'm going to do is usually I have a desk junk folder both on my laptop as well as on my desktop, just to keep all the icons out of my way. And just click on the desk or wherever you want to save it. Just go into that browser set. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Browse through the folders, and in my case, like I said, I'm gonna select a desk junk. So that's being every time now I'm gonna record my gameplay or whatever. I'm not gonna record on this, but every time I record on my desktop, it's gonna automatically save it to that particular folder. So that's gonna make it easier to access. The next thing, we're gonna skip the entire video capture capability properties, because I don't see myself using it, or many people don't even use this, because it's pretty much right now not required because it's automated process. But the next thing we're gonna go, it's gonna be the audio capture properties. That's again the second thing is gonna be most popular and the main focus on this video. In audio capture properties, what do you want to do? In source 1, you can always keep auto select, because that's going to select your speakers or your headphones, whatever you happen to have, and it's going to capture that sound actually. So if you're playing any kind of game, it's going to capture that particular sound when you start recording. But you can also record through audio source 2, and what that does is basically you can record the game sound, plus you can record your using your microphone, which is good, because that's what most people do on YouTube, is record the gameplay with themselves, talking in background, and you can definitely go ahead and do that on this. Let's see. So what we can do is, instead of playback, we want to do a capture device. So in capture device, you want to select, let's see, in my case it might be external microphone. You can in this one it also says internal microphone, just being this is my laptop, so it does have internal microphone, which just kind of sucks. But in most cases you're probably going to see like external microphone. Doesn't matter if you have a gaming headphones or headsets, that's going to have your external microphone with that. So it's going to see as external microphone. Just go ahead and select that. And you can also do mix multi audio tracks, which is going to balance out the sound of both the game and your microphone recording. And just click OK. And the next time when you start playing games, what you want to do is actually, once you say OK, and next time when you open, let's say for instance Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, and you press the hotkey, for instance F12 in my case, and now you're going to start recording your gameplay, and then you want to stop it using again the same hotkey that you created. Again, mine is F12, and once I stop it, it's going to create a little video file into, let's see, wherever I save my particular video file to. But that's where it's going to save down to, and again, this is using MSI Afterburner, and it's one of the best program I came across. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, anything like that, if you like the video, if you dislike the video, please let me know, and enjoy. Thank you for watching.